Order some shepherd's pie or something like that. An Irish river dance if you want to.
If we had time, I would break that out. But we don't have time. I'm being told there's not time for that
Thank you. Thank God there's not
during
time
the
for that.
show, or else I would do it, But no, I mean, it looks like a great day, and it is full of sunshine, a few clouds. All the snow flurries are finally gone for the time being. Here's a live look downtown, Reservoir Hills, showing sunshine and some of those puffy fair weather clouds. Now that's showing 29. Most of us have at least gone up into the 30s now, low 30s. The winds, though, still brisk, coming out of the west at 10 to 15, occasionally to 20, 25 miles per hour. That's producing wind chills, or feels like temperatures in the teens and low 20s. So when you go out, don't let the sunshine fool you. It's still very cold and very breezy, and it doesn't feel like the temperature is showing on your thermometer. Chilly for the rest of the afternoon. I think most of the flurries are now gone. We're going to see a high. We're going to try for a high of 38. We are going to warm things up. A look at the 7-day forecast in just a few minutes. Tommy?
Thank you, Chris. To our top story now. After the storms we saw on Sunday night, one community is still picking up the pieces and helping each other out in the process. News 40's Noah Faber has more from Grayson County. One community will have more details on that.
Grayson County saw quite a bit of storm damage from Sunday night, but in Caneyville, Fire Chief Brian Ferris says they were one of the luckier communities in the area.
I stepped outside to kind of look at the sky and everything, and noticed that there was some rotation above us. Well, the sirens went off. There's just a few minutes later, out towards the Marathon Station, which is probably a quarter of a mile from my house, and like I said, it traveled about a quarter of a mile. Got in front of our house, it was about probably 200 yards, and then it went right back up.
While that rotation has not yet been confirmed as a tornado, it didn't cause that much damage, but Litchfield wasn't as fortunate.
We're seeing a lot of damage in the Stone Chapel area, which we're standing here right now, and then the Evely area, Lewis School Road area. We're seeing a lot of down trees, some trees on buildings, some buildings that are knocked down, as far like outbuildings, some barns, things like that. There's a little bit of home damage as well.
Damage wasn't the only thing crews saw during surveys, as power outages were also a concern.
We had probably anywhere from 30 to 40 reports last night of trees down and about 20 to 30 reports of lines down, and then there's a miscellaneous of different kinds of calls, such as, trees on vehicles and such.
Caneyville even helped out a member of the community after everything was said and done.
We've been out this morning checking the roads and checking on people. We actually had a elderly lady this morning to contact me and said that she had a pretty good sized limb laying on top of her roof on her trailer. So me and a couple of other firefighters, we went and removed that from her and cleaned her driveway out to where she could get out.
And they're appreciative of the help they received in return.
Our community is absolutely wonderful. I mean, everybody helps everybody around here. So if we need help, if we're not helping somebody, if we need help, the community, they reach out to help us. So, I mean, it's all one big family. Any help is appreciated. And ain't gonna be no help turned down.
In Grayson County, because local matters, Noah Faber, WNKY News 40.
To Barron County now, where the Glasgow Police Department, along with the city's Animal Control Office, is accepting donations for a city employee who lost her home in a fire over the weekend. On Sunday, the employee's home caught on fire, causing extensive damage and destroying 2 bedrooms. The family also lost their cat in the fire. Once officials learned what assistance was needed, both the police department and Animal Control got work collecting donations. The need for clothing, furniture, and monetary donations was shared on social media, and since then, the Glasgow Police Department says items have been coming in.
They are a very giving community. Anytime that we've reached out for any kind of assistance or help, they came through, from day one. This situation is no different.
First, Chris, we had some pretty severe weather move through the area, and pretty much so here.
Yeah, and, the first story that we did was about that damage that went through Grayson County. We just got this information in not long ago from the National Weather Service. There was a long track tornado. This track is on a path, or was on a path, about 43 miles long. going along Kentucky 56 from Cadyville to just north of Litchfield up to Vine Grove, I should say, the Radcliffe area. EF1 strength 110 mile per hour wind. So at least we do have a verified tornado from Sunday night's activity. Is there any more severe weather on the horizon? I will tell you coming up.
The News 40 weather app, now available for your Apple and Android devices. Driven by Greenwood Ford Lincoln Mobile Service.
Let's look at your afternoon's headlines. Now let's send it over to Chris Allen for a full check of your forecast. And Chris, you talked about this right before we went to break. A tornado even moved through the area during that severe weather that passed through in the weekend.
Yeah, and I just, because this information just came in not that long ago, I've been updating this graphic. And I showed it to you a few moments ago. With the EF1 rating, well, the winds were about 110, anywhere from 100 to 110 miles per hour from Cadyville and through parts of northern Grayson County, through Hardin County, then up to Meade County, just a little west of Radcliffe and Fort Knox. The one thing I didn't show you just a moment ago, how long the path was. You can call this a long track tornado. 43.75 miles long. And it kind of runs along Kentucky 56. There's a highway that kind of runs in this same area. By the way, it was 100 yards wide, so about as wide as a football field is long. So there you go. That's the information. It's preliminary still at this hour from the National Weather Service. They're still out looking at pictures, video. They're looking at, all the geography through the area, trying to get a good fix on this. And this is not the only suspect area. There's also one up around northwestern Warren County as you go up through the Hadley area coming out of Logan County in that direction. They're looking at that, too. It could be maybe a possible tornado. We shall find out, and I'll let you know. Glasgow. AAA Systems weather camera from Commerce Plaza showing beautiful sunshine, a few puffy fair weather clouds. The temperature shows 29, but I think we're just a little bit warmer than that. The Mesonet has had some difficulty with some of the numbers over the past couple of days since the storms. 31, though, downtown Bowling Green, Fountain Square Park. Beautiful. You can tell spring is just waiting to blossom here. Flora Templeton Stewart AAA Systems camera on this Tuesday. And you see a lot of there on this St. Patty's Day. That's good. 34 at the airport. South-southwest winds at 13. Gust of 23 makes it feel like it's 25. So like I said earlier, you need to dress for much colder than the air mass actually is or what your thermometer is showing. Scattered clouds and flurries exiting Kentucky. Finally, we're getting rid of that. But we're not done with these little clipper systems and these little disturbances moving in the upper flow. It is going to be chilly for the rest of the day with some sunshine, but it won't be until overnight tonight, early tomorrow, that the winds will start shifting direction from the south. That's going to help us out. It's going to make it warmer. There could be a little bit of light rain or maybe a snowflake very early tomorrow, maybe even by the time you go to work, but it'll be gone pretty quickly. Another little disturbance. These just keep coming in rapid fashion. Mostly sunny, warmer tomorrow afternoon with a few clouds. Mostly sunny, warmer on Thursday. There goes another little clipper system, and yet another disturbance back behind that. Mostly sunny and warm on Friday. Really none of these, I should say, are really big rain producers, so they're just going to sweep by, and not much is going to come from those. The good news is we are really going to warm up and just in time for the first day of spring on Friday. 38 this afternoon, 27 tonight. There's that little small chance we could see something in the morning, then warming to 50, 60 Thursday, 76 Friday, 77 Saturday. How about 80 on Sunday with a chance of thunderstorms turning cool? The high of 65 and hours then 2. Okay, on this St. Patrick's Day, let's find out who's celebrating a birthday today.
walk out into a parking lot or something like that this evening, do some shopping, you're going to feel that really cold wind, and those wind chills will easily drop at times into those lower teens. So bundle up. We got a partly cloudy sky overhead. In fact, it's very beautiful. Should be a really nice sunset this evening. Anytime you get these scattered flat cumulus like that, you get a really pretty sunset. So we should have a nice show for the evening itself. But then we got to get ready for what's coming next. And it's Clipper diving in across the Midwest. But this is actually struggling. I don't think this is going to have as much of a kick to it that some of the data trended toward a couple of days ago. But still, even a light amount, even a dusting is going to be a problem, as we saw this morning. So I don't want to downplay it. I just want to be sure I'm clear. This is not going to be a significant snow by any stretch here, but timing is everything. And like we saw this morning, rush hour is not a good time to have even a dusting of snow. But that's the time period that this should arrive. Just after 4 or 5 a.m., could get a dusting of snow here locally. Anything that's going to be more than, say, a half inch or so, that's going to be more into areas of northern Kentucky, into Ohio, and even there, barely an inch. And then on Thursday, it's actually going to be rain that we're talking about instead of snow. A few rain showers in the afternoon, maybe to help wash off some of the salt that was added to the roads today due to that messy drive. Quick snapshot there, the 10-day. You see the warm weather in store for the weekend. 81 on Saturday and 75 on Sunday. Jose, there you go. Nice little warming trend coming our way.
Finally, a taste of, I know we're jumping seasons there, Brian, so it's more summer-like, I'll take it. And the rain in the spring, more positive news from my end.
And the tulips need it too. They'll be happy, yeah.
Yay for the tulips. All right, thanks, Brian. Up next, national health and safety leaders' tips for parents to beware and store household goods that could poison your child if they should accidentally consume it.
An ETF for your cash? That's...
And thanks for sticking with us here at 4:30. I'm Connie Leonard. Some folks around Kentuckiana are still cleaning up storm damage following Sunday's severe weather. The video that you see there on your screen is from the Bar Meriwether in the Schnitzelburg neighborhood. A giant tree fell down onto the patio. Well, Tanya Rivera from our Greensboro, North Carolina sister station actually has a story about what you should do if a tree falls on your home or if your property is damaged.
Yeah, first record and document the damage. We have these amazing things in our hands every day that are cell phones that can take pictures, can take notes, can record your voice. So you've got a great tool to document the damage. Then you have an obligation as an insured to try to stop further damage.
The quickest way to file a claim? Online. You can attach those pics and videos that you took. This gives the adjuster a better idea of the extent of the damage. And to answer the next question that you have, do I still have to file a claim with my insurance if the tree that caused the damage wasn't my tree or on my property?
Whatever falls because the pine tree doesn't have enough roots and it damages your house or your car, unfortunately, your house insurance or your car insurance will be the one paying the claim, not the neighbors.
Well, speaking of that storm damage, if you have any near you, we want to see it. You can send any storm videos or pictures to the number that's on your screen here, 502-582-7290. Be sure to include your name and where it's from. We may just use it here on the news. All right, Mallory, we were talking about the National Weather Service doing those surveys around the area, and there was a tornado.
Yes, they did confirm a tornado with one of the tracks that they were out surveying. Now, the Bullitt County track, they did say that was straight line winds, which, as we know, straight line winds can do just as much damage as a low-wind tornado with wind gusts 75 miles per hour or so. They are still surveying the Nelson County area, that rating to be determined. But this track here, from Grayson County through Hardin
Yeah,
County
and that's
up
close.
to
That
Meade
was
County,
not too far from my house.
Find damage, and it does look like a tornado did roll through that area, pretty much north of Caneyville over to Fort Knox. So that was the general
That was
track.
close to my house.
The highest gust in that area, 110 miles per hour, which is a high-end EF1. Now, that does not mean the tornado was an EF1 that entire track. It likely weakened a tad and cycled. That's what tends to happen. But yes, a confirmed tornado from Sunday night from Grayson, Hardin into Meade County, north of Caneyville, up to Fort Knox. Today, of course, a lot quieter, but a lot chillier on this St. Patrick's Day. Temperatures have been struggling to reach the freezing mark in Louisville. We are still in the upper 20s to right around 30 degrees. We do have a wind chill, but it's not nearly as bad as it has been because wind speeds today are a lot lighter compared to the last several days. This evening, staying chilly and quiet. Clouds will be increasing overnight, so temperatures should stay pretty steady in the 20s. We could have some light snow showers tomorrow morning, and then we are tracking a big warming trend on the way. 60s and 70s returning to the forecast. I'll have more details coming up in our 7-day in just a few minutes.
Well, Louisville Hub for Home and Garden is celebrating 80 years in business, and it's today's reason to smile. The Wallach Garden Center has served the community from its Heights Lane location since 1946. Well, the center is celebrating all year long. Discounts, we love those, on its plants. Our Jim Stratman sat down with owner Jeff Wallach to talk about the history and how his grandparents started the business. He even offered up some tips for those of us who are looking to get into more plants. Wallach says the most important thing when choosing plants is knowing how much time you can spend on them.
A lot of it is trial and error and just kind of knowing your kind of limitations. Like if you're getting into house plants, say, hey, I'm going to be gone for 2 or 3 weeks at a time and these things need water, so I'm going to get something that's going to, last while I'm gone.
Now, Wallach will host a party on Mother's Day weekend with a petting zoo and more activities to help celebrate its milestone in the grocery. Here and in other parts of the country, high winds and rain were heard, if not yesterday morning. Look at this. In Maryland, this trampoline took flight in the wind, crashing on top of a parked car. The family said this tree fell down in their front yard, and then the strong wind blew the trampoline right on top of the car. I know a lot of parents who don't like trampolines because they've had a lot of broken bones, and here's another reason not to get one.
There's always a trampoline. Anytime there is wind, it doesn't even have to be associated with thunderstorms. It can be kind of like that crazy wind that we had Sunday, that we had gusts even before the storms, 50 miles per hour. That can lift up those trampolines and they can go flying.
That's one of the biggest ones I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Too. That looked like one in the mall or something.
Yeah, that's a big cleanup there. Thankfully, we're not tracking any more severe weather. We've returned to winter, so we've been having to deal with some snow showers off and on. We do have another chance for that tomorrow morning. Something new is it does look like we could have a better chance for some midday rain showers on Thursday. But any kind of systems we have over the next couple of days will be quick. They won't be too impactful. It's because we're in what's called northwest flow. So we can get these little pieces of energy that rotate through here and drop a quick little burst of snow like we could see tomorrow morning, or a quick period of some rain showers midday on Thursday. Right now, of course, a very cold St. Patrick's Day, but we are at least seeing some of that sunshine this afternoon. Satellite and radar taking any kind of snow that we had early this morning far off to our east. You can still see very spotty and scattered in nature. We've been enjoying more sunshine, especially the southern half of the Kentuckiana viewing area. You can tell what's just off to our west and northwest. Snow showers that are ongoing from Minnesota down to Missouri, and this will actually swing to the east overnight and into tomorrow morning. Doesn't have a ton of moisture with it. Clippers don't normally have a lot of moisture with it since they're coming in from the northwest, but it could bring in some light snow showers tomorrow morning, or at the very least some flurries flying around for your morning commute. Right now we are sitting at a chilly 30 degrees in Louisville, 27 in Lexington, 39 down in Bowling Green and Nashville, 22 up in Indianapolis. These temperatures are running 20 to 25 degrees colder than average on this St. Patrick's Day. But we're not looking to break any records today. These are some of our weather extremes for Louisville for the holiday. And you'll notice a lot of them have been in place for over 100 years. So the warmest St. Patrick's Day on record, believe it or not, 79 degrees back in the 1890s. Honestly shocking that we haven't broken that record lately. 9 degrees, the coldest low on this date in 1900. The rainiest, just shy of 2 inches of rainfall in the 1890s. And the snowiest St. Patrick's Day that we have on record, that one's at least a little bit more recent, the 1970s with almost 4 inches of snowfall. So
looking for both growth and income from a
What
single
the crap?
ETF? Introducing the Rex Growth and Income ETFs, an innovative way to help achieve both growth and income from a single investment. Our approach is designed
Okay,
to
that
capture
was
the
so
upside
random.
potential of high-growth stocks while seeking to deliver weekly income payouts through a covered call overlay. This strategy helps to ensure your entire portfolio remains focused on growth while seeking dependable cash flow every Wednesday. Rex Shares. Growth in income without compromise.
That was random. Let me go back out and hit it. That was random, dude.
Where are our clothes?
See if I can get that back.
Indoor and outdoor ones can be toxic if ingested. Foreign bodies, like button batteries found in things like toys, can also lead to a medical emergency.
Okay, I'm not gonna. Okay, we missed the weather for that station.
All about it. Plus, we'll have the highlights from last night's debate as Kentucky Republicans vie for Senator Mitch McConnell's U.S. Senate seat.
We shifted back into the winter season, but the springtime is upon us as we look ahead in the forecast. We're talking 70s and 80s ahead coming up.
Local, first, now. We bring you WBKO News at 4.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Gene Burke. We're learning more about the storm that pushed through our area Sunday night into Monday. A preliminary investigation by the National Weather Service found that an EF1 tornado hit Grayson, Hardin, and Meade counties. That determination came after the NWS assessed storm damage, as seen in the video on your screen right now from Grayson County. Investigators determined there was also some straight-line wind damage in the area. The NWS says the full survey on the area is still incomplete, and more information will be forthcoming.
Let's get a look outside in Litchfield the other night when we were watching those storms roar through Litchfield. We took this camera and boy, it was intense. You could even see some debris swirling around as folks were taking shelter inside the courthouse. But it's another day of cold, nice weather. Temperatures have been in the lower 40s, upper 30s for most of the afternoon. And we are expecting chilly weather for tonight, but temperatures heading up as we look ahead over the next few days. Right now, we are generally just in the middle 30s, 36 here in Bowling Green, only 32 in Litchfield, 37 Morgantown, 36 in Russellville. Temperatures will continue to drop down below freezing, a light freeze on the overnights. And we will have a clipper system come in tomorrow, and it could actually bring us a few isolated snow showers to start off the day. Not much precipitation with this, so we still have a little bit of winter left in the winter season here. We'll talk about that warming trend as we make the move closer to the weekend. That's all coming up.
Thank you, David. It's St. Patrick's Day, so First Alert meteorologist Audrey Pentecost is here to talk about some historic weather for the holiday.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. Hopefully you got to wear green today and celebrate this Irish holiday. Today has been pretty cold, but thankfully we've got a better luck for warmer weather for the rest of the week. Let's talk about some extreme weather from past St. Patrick's Day in Bowling Green. The hottest March 17th recorded in Bowling Green was in 1894. The temperatures got up to 84 degrees. That sounds really nice right about now. The coldest St. Patrick's Day was in the year 1900. It was even colder than today, with temperatures dropping to 16 degrees. The wettest was in 1919 with a recorded 2 inches of rain. And we did see a few snowflakes flying around today, but nothing like 1960. They saw the highest snow total recorded on St. Patrick's Day in Bowling Green with 2 inches of snow. That sounds like bad luck, or good luck if you like snow. And have a happy St. Patrick's Day. Don't forget that you can stay up to date on the latest forecast and personalize your weather notifications by downloading our First Alert Weather app. You can scan the QR code here, or you can look it up in the App Store. Reporting in the studio, Audrey Pentecost, WBKO News.
Thank you, Audrey. In Bowling Green, this Thursday and Friday, both lanes of Small House Road will be closed between East 15th Avenue and McElroy Way, so BGMU crews can repair a water service line, install a new sewer tap, and repair a fire hydrant. The streets will be closed from around 4 p.m. this Thursday until about 8 a.m. this Friday. BGMU says a detour utilizing Neal Street will be established. Residents who live along the path of the closure will be directed to drive through. Kentucky State Police arrested a penitentiary worker after she allegedly had an inappropriate relationship with an inmate. 26-year-old Alyssa Mathis from Dawson Springs is charged with rape and sodomy in the 3rd degree. Around 4:30 yesterday afternoon, the employee was allegedly observed on security video engaging in sexual relations with an inmate at the prison in Eddyville.
Hump Day as we look ahead to your Wednesday, starting off with maybe a few wet flakes in the air, a couple of light rain showers. We'll have enough cloud cover during the morning. Into the afternoon, though, we'll find some better sunshine. That'll boost us into the 50s. As we look ahead, we got 60s, 70s, and 80s. Friday begins the spring season, and boy, we are going well above normal for the weekend.
Yeah, and we're liking it.
It looks good.
Thanks, David. Thanks for joining us. Mornings at 4. We'll see you.
Have impacted the tulips. But you can actually come out here and pick tulips, kind of make your own bouquet. I absolutely love that. And they have barnyard animals. They have gem mining. I'm really excited to explore all of Lucky Lad Farms. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. And this evening, if you're headed out celebrating St. Patrick's Day, you're definitely going to want to grab the jackets because it is going to be chilly. You see that current temperature sitting in the 30s. And as we fall through the evening hours, those temperatures are going to stay in the mid to upper 30s. But overnight, another cold one for us. Those lows will once again be falling into the 20s across the area. Good news, though, we are going to see some temperatures warming up as we head through the rest of the week. And a little tease for you this weekend, we're tracking the 80s. We'll talk all about that in this beautiful landscape around me coming up in just a bit.
The National Weather Service has confirmed 2 tornadoes during Sunday's severe weather. An EF1 in Murray County began along Highway 43 in Mount Pleasant just after 10 p.m. and continued through Columbia before ending just before Spring Hill. A second EF1 tornado was reported in Lawrence and Giles counties. The National Weather Service says it touched down in an open field off Highway 4 in Lexington. It then crossed the Tennessee-Alabama state line into Bonnertown before ending south of Minor Hill in Giles County. An update now in the case of Stephanie Rodriguez, the National Noticias reporter detained by ICE nearly 2.
All right, we've got some breaking news. The suspect has now died after a shooting at a VA clinic in Georgia. Our sister station says police went to that facility and found an employee who was shot. We are told officers ended up shooting that gunman. The employee, though, was airlifted to a hospital. We do not know yet how they're doing. That clinic is closed for the rest of the week.
A federal appeals court ordered the end of the SAVE plan, which is a Biden-era student loan repayment program that brought lower monthly bills to millions of borrowers. Some people enrolled borrowers saw monthly payments as low as 5% of their take-home pay minus essential expenses. This was also the plan that promised to cancel remaining student loan debt after making it as little as 10 years of payments. The Trump administration has called the program illegal and has been open about wanting to shut it down. Now that's becoming a reality. Many borrowers are wondering what happens next.
There's more than 7 million borrowers enrolled in SAVE. Keep in mind, this is at a time that we keep hearing about backlogs ever.
Hi, Gary. Yeah, we do have a little ways to go. Tomorrow we'll finally be back in the 50s, but this St. Patrick's Day, it's cold. I mean, you need all the layers if you're going to be outside, even if you're out here enjoying a gorgeous field of tulips. And these bulbs actually came from the Netherlands. So you can walk in a field of Netherlands tulips, and you can do it right here in Tennessee. We're in Eagleville. We are at Lucky Lad Farms, and you can even take some of these tulips home with you. And to tell us all about the tulips here, we have Nate Boyd with Lucky Lad Farms, the general manager. You guys started planting these a while back.
Yeah, so they actually get planted a little bit before Christmas time, and they just kind of lay dormant until the weather gets nice. So our opening is kind of just dependent on when it gets nice. We're ready to go. So.
And we've had quite the roller coaster of temperatures. We hit the 80s a week ago. So did these come in a little bit earlier than you were expecting?
They did. They're a little bit earlier, and unfortunately, we're going to get a little bit shorter of a window with that. The cooler spring, you can get 3-4 weeks out of these. With the temperatures we're looking at coming up this weekend, we're probably going to be the last of our peak weekends this weekend. So if you're looking to come and see it, and it's top-notch level here, it's going to be this weekend.
And the weather's going to be great for that. We're going to be in the 80s, but people can pick them. So you're going to show me kind of the trick to picking the tulips are going to last the longest for you.
Yeah. So what I'm looking for, and a lot of people will come in and, you know, you see these ones that look beautiful already. Those are great, but they're kind of later in their life stage right now. So I'm looking for something like this. Even this is okay. But what you'll do is you actually come in, wiggle it a little bit. We'll take it bulb and all. So when you get the bulb and everything, when you take them home, you can actually clip that off, and you can plant these bulbs at home and have your own tulips next year.
Oh, I love that. Okay, I'm going to try my hand at this. We'll go for this one.
Here. So you got to wiggle it.
Just a little wiggle.
Oh, look at that. I absolutely love this. And so if people can't make it out this weekend, which hopefully you can because you can take home a beautiful bouquet, but people can actually help you get this field ready for the next planting and get some bulbs too.
Yes. So we will probably still have tulips going the following weekend. It just won't be as beautiful. We'll start losing a lot of the blooms. But after that, if you want to keep an eye out, we do 2 weeks of dig days. $25 online, $30 at the door, but you can bring in 5-gallon buckets. Whatever you want, take as many as you can get out of this field. The nice thing is you can see what colors you're getting, and you can take them home and plant them at your house for next year.
And you'll want to stick them in the freezer because these bulbs actually like it cold, right?
They prefer the cool, yes. We actually, when we get them in, they stay refrigerated until we're ready to plant. So.
Absolutely love that. We've got to talk about the weather out here. I mean, if you stepped outside, you know that you need the jacket on this St. Patrick's Day. Temperatures struggled to make it up to 40 degrees this afternoon. And if you are headed out this evening, that planner is showing you those temperatures falling right through the 30s, so you are definitely want to grab the jackets, the gloves. I mean, even just this little bit of wind, if you're going to be celebrating outside, gloves are a great option. And then tomorrow, that's when we start to warm up a bit more. It's still going to be a cold morning for us. We're still going to wake up in the 20s. Not quite as cold as this morning, but enough for that puffy jacket as you head out the door. We could even get an isolated sprinkle, maybe a few flurries in the morning hours, but those clouds are going to clear up in the afternoon. And check out those upper 50s for highs. And then that 7-day forecast, I think that's when all of us are really going to enjoy the weather. We're back to the 70s for Thursday and Friday. This weekend, that's when we're back in the mid-80s. So perfect time to come out to Lucky Lad Farms, bring the kids, dig in some of the dirt, get some bulbs, get some bouquets for you. It's going to be absolutely stunning out here. And if you don't have plans for Easter yet, you can actually meet the Easter Bunny out here as well. So check their website so you know what hours they're open. But this weekend, perfect for getting some of those tulips. We'll be right back.
Everything you're going to need it. We do have a chilly night for a few of those St. Patrick Day celebrations. Yes, wearing your green. You know, if you do weather, you cannot wear green. So I have my one little shamrock right here. And that's my green for the day. Not as cold for us tonight. We are looking at a few flurries, though, coming up early on Wednesday. And then we'll look for much warmer conditions for that first day of spring. We are finally there. But this is a little winter weather up here across parts of Missouri that's dropping southward. And that will be our source of a flurry or two if we get that early tomorrow. We will see those clouds, though, starting to move in tonight. And it's going to be mostly dry for most of us, even with that cloud cover. But there'll be a few areas that maybe pick up one of these flurries. Just the clouds coming in overnight tonight. And then we'll start to see maybe a flurry or two forming here across the north. There it is. And into Kentucky and primarily the upper Cumberland with just a few little rain showers as the temperature's a little bit warmer in some of these spots for sure. It will be warmer for everybody during the afternoon. And look at that, some clearing taking place later in the day on Wednesday. A look at our pollen. We are inching our way back up to the high category. That will stay that way as we get into the end of the week. Not a great deal of rain to help wash any of that out of our atmosphere. 40 is where we are right now. 34 is our feels like temperature. Well, if you're headed home a little bit later, maybe you're going to run some errands. We are looking for more clouds to start to move in. Temperatures will be hovering here in the 30s. So primarily once that sun goes down, we'll be in the mid-30s. And by tomorrow morning, about 32 degrees in Nashville. Some of the outlying areas could be a skosh cooler than that. And this is a little overdone here with the few showers. I mean, emphasis is going to be on few there with that forecast. Looking at the rest of the day, though, little sunshine coming out in the afternoon with temperatures in the upper 50s. Our first alert forecast for the next 7 days. Whoa, what a change. 70 degrees Thursday, 78 for the first day of spring on Friday. And then we're going to just jump right into summertime weather for Saturday and Sunday with lots of sunshine, highs in the low 80s. For Monday, we've got our next best chance of rain with a 30% chance and staying in the 60s for Tuesday of next week. Alexandria?
All right, from the big coats to the tank tops coming this weekend. 4:53 right now, first alert traffic. Let's talk about getting you home safe. Not a whole lot going on, just busier volumes, which is great news to share with you. Got a minor crash over here to our east. This is Lebanon Pike near Briley Parkway, causing a bit of a slowdown there heading away from the Nashville area. Showing you what it's looking like here to our northwest. This is Briley Parkway over here near Whites Creek. No complaints there at all. Just a nice sunny sky there driving under. I-65 over at Rosa Parks Boulevard. This is where we've been seeing the busiest volume. Typically we see this again near the Germantown area north side traffic. So this is where the bulk of our congestion is, as well as going down 65 south in the southern tier of Williamson County. So Franklin right now just sitting nice at 23 or 21 minutes. Kingston Springs, you're coming in at 30. Bellevue 22. Goodlettsville 34 minutes in the red.
Amazon just got even more convenient. The company announced today it is rolling out 1-hour delivery in hundreds of cities across the U.S. But the convenience comes at a cost, $10 for Prime customers and $20 for everybody else. There's also a new 3-hour delivery option as well for more than 2,000 cities. It's also $5 cheaper.
A new service is coming to BNA starting this June. You can take a one-way flight to Vegas through Frontier Airlines. The service will operate 4 times a week, starting the week of June 11th. This is Frontier's 5th nonstop now from BNA. One-way fare starts at $89.
They get you on the baggage, though, let me tell you,
Yeah,
okay?
true.
Another country music singer is taking a stab at a business ownership on Broadway. This time, it's Cole Swindell. He is teaming up with Walk On Sports Bistro for this Nashville location. The bar will be on 215 Broadway, right near Kid Rock's and Bootleggers Inn. Walk On says they are looking forward to blending the game day atmosphere with Nashville's signature honky tonk. That bar is set to open sometime next year.
All right, this is pretty cool here. A Memphis man performed during the Oscars. Eric Gales is a guitarist who worked on